What a jaw-dropping development we have here. Cowboys Nation, this is not a drill. It just happened, and it's shaking the foundation of the NFL. Von Miller, one of the most legendary pass rushers of the modern era, has officially signed with the Dallas Cowboys in free agency. Let that sink in for a second. The Cowboys, America's team, have landed a future Hall of Famer, a two-time Super Bowl champion, a Super Bowl MVP, and an 8-time Pro Bowler, to join forces with none other than Micah Parsons. This is the kind of signing that doesn't just make headlines, it changes the narrative of a season, it alters the course of a franchise. And in this video, we're diving deep into what this blockbuster move means for the Dallas Cowboys, how it came together, the emotional reaction from fans and analysts alike, and why this could be the signing that finally tips the balance of power in the NFC. Von Miller, at 36 years old, is far from done. He's a freak of nature, a technician on the edge, and someone who brings more than just stats. He brings experience, leadership, and a championship mindset that's been sorely missing in Dallas for decades. When you think about the Cowboys' recent history, one thing that's plagued them time and again has been falling short in the postseason, not having enough firepower on defense when it counts, not being able to pressure elite quarterbacks late in January. But with this signing, Jerry Jones and the front office have made it abundantly clear, they're all in. They're not just trying to make the playoffs, they're trying to win a Super Bowl now. Von Miller reportedly had several offers on the table, and in years past, Dallas was seen as a dream destination for him. He's from Texas, he's long admired the Cowboys franchise, and now, with the right timing, the right offer, and the right opportunity to chase one more ring, the stars finally aligned. The contract is said to be a short-term, incentive-laden deal, smart for both sides. It gives the Cowboys the immediate impact they're craving without a massive long-term commitment, and it gives Von a chance to cement his legacy by making a deep playoff run with one of the NFL's most iconic teams. Imagine this: Micah Parsons screaming off one edge, Von Miller collapsing the pocket from the other, and opposing quarterbacks having literal nightmares the night before they play Dallas. This is the stuff defensive coordinators dream about. The mentorship aspect here cannot be overstated either. Micah Parsons, already a generational talent, now has a chance to learn directly from one of the greatest edge rushers of all time. Von has done it all: Super Bowl wins with Denver and the Rams, dominating seasons, playoff heroics, and that knowledge is now being passed down to the Cowboys' young core. It's like adding a second coach on the field, one who also happens to be capable of getting 8-10 sacks in a rotational role. The locker room presence Von brings is crucial. He's a respected voice, someone who knows how to win, how to train, how to prepare mentally for the biggest moments. Younger players on the Cowboys, guys like Sam Williams, DeMarvion Overshown, and even Trevon Diggs, will benefit from being around that kind of presence every day. This is a culture move as much as it is a performance one. And speaking of culture, let's talk about the tone this sets for the organization. For years, fans have begged Jerry Jones to go all in, to make the big move, to push the chips to the middle of the table. Well, folks, this is that moment. This isn't just another offseason depth signing. This is a statement. The Cowboys believe their window is now, and they're not afraid to make aggressive moves to seize it. This also reshapes how teams will have to game plan against Dallas. No longer can offenses simply double Parsons and hope for the best. With Von Miller in the mix, you've got to pick your poison. Slide protection to Parsons, and you're giving Von one-on-one matchups a recipe for disaster. Focus on Von, and Micah will feast. Blitz packages, third down pass rush schemes, 2-minute drills. Dan Quinn may be gone, but whoever's running this defense now has a treasure chest of options to unleash havoc on opposing offenses. Let's not forget that the NFC is wide open right now. The Eagles have regressed, the 49ers are still dangerous, but the quarterback situation remains volatile. And the Lions? Promising, but unproven. The Cowboys, meanwhile, now boast a defensive front that rivals anyone in the league, with a secondary led by Diggs and Darren Bland, and an offense that, if Dak Prescott plays at a high level, can absolutely go toe-to-toe with anyone. The addition of Von Miller gives Dallas a psychological edge. When opposing teams look at the schedule and see Dallas, they're not just seeing a team with a decent record and a solid QB. They're seeing a team that's stacked on both sides of the ball, with veteran leadership, with big game experience, and with players who know how to win when it matters. This could also help Dak Prescott indirectly. By strengthening the defense, Dallas takes pressure off its offense. If the defense can force more turnovers, shorten the field, and keep scores low, Dak doesn't have to play hero ball every week. He can manage games more comfortably, take fewer risks, and trust that his defense will hold. Now, of course, some skeptics will point to Von's age. Yes, 36 isn't young in NFL terms. But the truth is, Von isn't just any player. He's kept himself in elite shape, he's incredibly smart, and his game was never solely based on speed, it was about technique, timing, and motor. Even in limited snaps, he's shown he can still disrupt an offense. The Cowboys aren't asking him to play 80% of snaps, they're asking him to give them 30–40% of high-impact downs. That's a perfect role for a veteran of his caliber. And make no mistake, Von wouldn't have signed if he didn't believe this team was capable of going the distance. This isn't a farewell tour. This is a mission. He wants another ring. He wants to go out on top. And he believes Dallas gives him the best shot. The energy around this signing is palpable. Social media exploded the moment the news broke. Twitter, Instagram, even TikTok, all filled with Cowboys fans celebrating, creating highlight reels, jersey edits, and emotional reactions. Sports talk radio lit up. NFL Network broke into programming to cover it live. Every analyst, every beat writer, every insider is talking about this signing as one of the most significant moves of the 2025 offseason. And the ripple effects will be huge. Merchandise sales are going to spike. Von Miller Cowboys jerseys? Those are flying off shelves as we speak. Ticket demand for Cowboys games just went up. Media attention is going to be laser-focused on Dallas from here on out. But most importantly, the locker room will feel this. Players are already reaching out, expressing excitement, resharing highlights. This kind of move galvanizes a team. It creates momentum before a single snap is even played. And in the long grind of an NFL season, that emotional lift matters. It carries through camp, into week 1, and deep into the playoff race. So where does this leave the Cowboys in terms of expectations? Through the roof. Fans are no longer talking about just winning the NFC East, they're talking Super Bowl. And rightfully so. This is a team that has drafted well, developed its core, and now added a proven winner to help lead the charge. Everything is in place: offense, defense, coaching, and now, championship DNA. The only thing left is execution. If everyone stays healthy, if the coaching staff utilizes Von the right way, if Micah continues his meteoric rise, this could be the year we stop saying next year and start saying now. And Cowboys fans deserve that. After decades of near misses, heartbreak, and endless what-ifs, this could finally be the season where everything comes together. So buckle up, Cowboys Nation, the ride just got a whole lot more exciting. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and sound off in the comments, do you think Von Miller will help bring the Lombardi back to Dallas? I want to hear your thoughts. Because one thing's for sure, the road to the Super Bowl just ran straight through Arlington. Let's go Cowboys!